So Jim, what are your five?
Well, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti would probably be one of mine. I love that one. Maybe the Beatles' White Album. Definitely some Radiohead. Which album? That'd be tough. I really like their latest, In Rainbows. Maybe I would take that record. And then I'd have two more that I'd have to think about more.
All right.
Not
Well,
really
it's a good start. We just, because we're a music discovery site, we like to tell people about music that may be new to them or stuff that they haven't heard. So that's very helpful. There's a lot of references to pop culture and past musicians in your work. And is that just something that you're a product of your environment, and that's stuff that you guys hear or see that you want to reference in your music?
Yeah, I mean, probably. That's more of a question for Pat, because he writes all the lyrics. But you're probably right there, like just stuff that he... Or sometimes I just wonder if he just needs something to rhyme, with Soul Sister. I don't know.
Which is great. What did you ever expect that it would be this huge for you guys? Like when you were in San Francisco and you got together as a band, did you ever think that you were going to have not one but two monster albums and monster hits?
Two?
Wow.
What about... I mean, Calling All Angels was a pretty monster hit for us, too.
I remember when I joined, Pat, Jimmy, and Rob started the band, and they played as an acoustic trio in San Francisco. And I remember when Charlie and I joined, like 6 months later or whatever it was, the thing I saw in this band was I really got the sense that this was going to be the band. I mean, we all played in many bands prior to that, but I could just tell, like, Pat's such a phenomenal singer, and like the guys were such pros and really wanted to do it, and I think we found that in common with each other. It's really hard to find five guys who are saying, I'm going to do this or nothing else. I mean, this is it. And I think we found that, and I think we all believed that we were going to make it as a band, and there was just nothing that was going to stop us. I mean, we were broke, and I mean, our first tour was miserable, in a van that actually ended up burning down to the ground on tour, and we had to finish the tour in the back of a U-Haul, not in the front of a U-Haul, in the back with our equipment. I mean, we were willing to do whatever it took, and I think but then of course, traveling the world and winning a Grammy and having, that all was mind blowing, and our lives just became just so, like, all of our dreams came true. But this particular moment is really fantastic because we had a lot of hopes for this record, but it's really exceeding our expectations. I mean, we're an older band now, and have another pretty major hit that's getting bigger than Drops of Jupiter is really, like, I don't know if you said it in this interview, but we didn't think anything was going to get as big as Drops of Jupiter again, and because everybody tells us that. They're like, that kind of really only happens once to a band. I mean, you guys are really lucky, but let's be realistic. And here it is happening again, and we're just super fortunate.
And it's interesting, too, because we are, a little bit of an older band now. We've been around for a while, but with this song, we're reaching a much younger audience than we've ever had before. And, the internet and all that stuff is really helping, I think. But, I mean, it's the kids who are downloading all those copies of Hey Soul Sister every week off of iTunes. It's pretty great. And the shows, you see it in our live concerts now. I mean, every show is sold out, and it's all like teenagers that are all up front now. It's really fun. It's like we're the Jonas Brothers or something.
But we're more like the Joneser Brothers.
What's your advice for bands who are muddling through and not finding themselves and don't even expect to have a hit like Drops of Jupiter or Soul Sister? What's your advice to those bands that are just starting out or are grinding through and are?
I heard Pat say something. Somebody asked him that last night because I guess there's some songwriting contest going on with us. Did you even know about this?
No.
Yeah, sometimes there's these contests going on that we don't even know about. For example, like tomorrow, I found out in Pittsburgh that some radio contest winner gets a ukulele lesson with me. I had no idea until I was doing a Pittsburgh interview, and the guy told me that was going on. So I have to learn how to play ukulele like before I give this lesson tomorrow. I know 4 chords, the ones in Hey Soul Sister. You know? But what was my point? So I heard Pat ask one of these contest people that's in this songwriting contest, hey, if I don't win the contest, just, now that I got you here, what kind of advice could you give me? And Pat said to be authentic. Like, even if the music sucks that you're writing, just be yourself and be authentic, because, it's better to be real than to, people can tell when you're trying to be something that you're not. People are smart. Music listeners, I think, are pretty aware of that. And that's why bands like Radiohead and stuff like that, like, really, have such a large underground following, because those guys are real and authentic, and people can tell that they're just really they don't really give a shit. They're they're writing whatever they want to write, and people know that stuff. And
North American tour continues, and what's next?
We're gonna, over the year, we're gonna do all of Europe and Australia, New Zealand, Japan. We're just gonna go around the world, keep touring the States, keep touring Canada. I think South America a little bit on this one, Mexico, and
wow,
it's a really big. It's gonna be a lot of touring.
So you're just gonna sell tons more records.
That's the goal. We want to get extremely rich.
What's interesting, though?
Oh.
It's interesting. It used to be back in the old days, like, even on our last record, you used to tour to sell records. Like, that was kind of, you would go out and tour to promote album sales. And these days it's a little different, because with the internet being what it is, you almost put out a record and hope to have songs on the radio to sell tickets to your concert. Like the touring is really where, the money is at for us these days. And, not that we're in it for the money, but it sure is nice to play sold out shows in front of, it's fun. We're having a great time, and we're paying our bills.
On behalf of fans, don't take a hiatus again. I think that, it was, obviously you got retooled and refreshed, but I'm pretty sure people are dying for some more Train music real soon.
Yeah, we'll be around for a while. Don't worry.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you.